Right, Fibbos. We're going to look at some glorious Fibbos in the S&P. But first, just a quick recap. So this is something I pointed out in a video I did on the 3rd of January. Just line this up. That looked at an uncanny coincidence, where this big move from 75 to the 87 crash was 155 months. From the end of that crash in 87 to the dot-com peak, 154 months. From the end of the GFC debacle up to what I think could well be the end of this debacle, 154 months. 600%, 600%. 154 months, 154 months, 155 months. Well, what's a month between good friends? I can always change that. There we go, 153, 154. Oh, there we go, bingo. The wonders of technical analysis. Now they all match. 446%, can't really change that. So remember saying 3rd of January, the goose is cooked, right? The odds say it's gone on, the party's gone on for a long time, right? It would be same as this massive one, that massive one, and it's really, due to be, the cake is baked, right? So that's where we're at in terms of the timing, right? Now I'm going to look at some Fibbos, because this whole move has had some really quite uncanny and glorious Fibbos for all the Fibbo lovers out there. So I'm going to start these extensions from basically this low here around about the 730 mark, which is the just washing out that noise from the monthly clean out, which I normally do, right? Particularly on longer term time frames. So let's look at this one first. We're going to look at these waves. This one up to this point and then back, then up to here and then back, up to the top here. We're also going to look at this pullback here. Now, because there's a few of them, I'm just going to highlight them one at a time. So from the low here, up to this peak, and back to the low here, was exactly wave relationship 1.6. It really did obey and respect that Fibbo, right? Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, right? Let's move on to the next one. Move on to the next one here. So this next one is from, again, the low here to that peak that we just looked at, back to the low. And where does it extend to? Well, funnily enough, it extends to right on the turnaround. I mean, I'm not making this up. Look at that. That's right on there. That's kind of right on there. That's right on that low there. And it turns out right on this turnaround point, which was the COVID high, like that monthly high, right? Again, wiping out these wicks on these important moves. And that one, interestingly, coincides with, from there to there. That's a weekly low in there, actually, that I've chosen. Coincides with this Fibbo on the whole move, right? Interesting. Then the whole move coincides very nicely with just about like 4,600 and a bit, twice that. So that means that the leg from there to there, right, is twice that leg. This is logarithmic, that's why it looks like that. And the leg from there to there is 1 times that, right? Which basically means from there to there to there, that's kind of going to have a wave equality as well, right? So it's interesting that these big moves, these points, these pullbacks, right, they all kind of have a common kind of ancestry, shall we say. Let's look at this one, right? So this one, okay, to this high in here, again, it's got a wave equality there, like 1 to 1. So that to there is the same as from there to where we ended up. And then the last one I'm going to look at is from this low to the pre-COVID high to the post-COVID low. Let's look at it one. And that's 1.618. That one, if we look at it, let me just, so that's the 1.618 that's in there. And if we take it off there, that's kind of just the high where it broke out from. If we take it there, which I would give in the shorter term time frame, It's right on the ding on the dong. Look at that. I mean, you can't get much closer than that. So all of those, you can see, there's just oodles of these Fibonacci relationships on all of these big moves. Right? Now, the reason for the importance of that, to me, is I'm not a big believer. The market doesn't listen to Fibonacci's, right? But it just does have a weird knack of coming back to some of those levels. It is just very weird. So if we kind of get rid of that, right? Get rid of all these. So that's the history, right? So I guess the big question is, well, where to now, right? And that's when I look at what's going on here. So look, from this move up to here, okay, and again, this is like a weekly kind of thing that I've got, roughly one, I guess I could put it there. It just lines up, you know, very well the whole move and the potential retracements with this last leg and the potential retracements. So you can see here, this is a very important one where it coincides. Right there, let's make that red and thicken up, right? That's a very important level. Right? There's another very important level here. Okay. They are major Fibonacci retracements that if, right, these retracements, you kind of think, well, they're going to stay true and all these wave equalities, all that kind of stuff, because those extensions, they're all about retracements as well, right? That's how they work. They're a combination of a retracement and a move, a retracement and a projection, right? So they all line up. So that's why here we can look at where is the retracement going to go to. And to me, we're looking at this level or this one. This is the golden zone. Let me just put that in my favorite little color for these kind of things, right? That's what we're looking at. Now, that first level does coincide very nicely with this trend line. I can see it very easily coming down to there, and there is quite a gap there. It shows up very more clearly on the lines. It's a very clear gap where it just went straight up and nothing happened in here. You know, there was no retracement at all, which to me that says, look, this is looking very susceptible here, and the last time it had any little pullback, right, was here, the top of that range. Last time it had a big pullback was this one here. So I'd say on a technical basis, the targets are somewhere between basically 3,200 and 3,800. That's what we're looking for. Of course, this may not be the one, right? It may just be doing this little back test here and off again. I'm not so confident, particularly the way it's unfolded so rapidly. To me, it is looking at this level here, and I guess that is a combination of a few things. It's a combination of saying, look, this whole, you know, lots of like 150 whatever bars, right, says it's time. Okay, like, you know, historically, you know, that's really what it is saying. The chances are this whole move, all these major moves, the way in which it has pulled back and extended, pulled back and extended, pulled back and extended, and that this has been the culmination of quite a lot of important projections all along the way, says to me that when it pulls back, it would make a lot of sense for it to pull back to a Fibonacci. These are the ones that coincide. 3,200, 3,800. I believe that this move has got further to go. Okay, ciao.